So this entire trip started off with a DM from Round 3, which is a company I've looked up to for multiple years now. Round 3 is a video production company that has over 278,000 subscribers on YouTube and over hundreds of millions of views throughout their channel. You might have seen some of their videos, which include BSR, skydiving. They do a lot of action, adventure, sport videos. They invited me to come up and help them shoot a short film for the Light This Location contest hosted by Aperture. Immediately I hit up my friend Marcus, who is a photographer, and me and him have watched their videos for multiple years now, so I knew he would be excited to go. I had to finesse all my classes because it was from November 4th to November 7th, and that was during the week, and I'm currently enrolled in college for film. So after I got all my shit aligned and I had Marcus on board, my professors were down to let me go, and we found our hotel room, that's when me and Marcus were extremely excited that we were gonna be able to do this. So when November 4th rolled around, we had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I had to go pick up Marcus and we had to drive up to Dallas to be there by 11 to help set up. On the way up, we ended up FaceTiming my friend Nick, who is a crackhead whenever you point a camera at him.
Dude, yeah. You know the fucking vibe.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god.
It's fucking Monday morning. You know it sucks dick. It's all good being out here making money, bitches.
You let the fucking babe get to your fucking head, bro. So Ben and AJ were some of the coolest people we've ever met, and then they took us around the warehouse, that way we could see it and see what we were working with. Immediately after we started setting up the lights. The guy that was setting up the lights with us looked just like the light guy, but we found out that he was more than that. His name is George, and he ended up DPing our entire shoot. The craziest part is that he would walk out to his van and pull in dolly systems, Ronin stabilizers, the Steadicam. He was a Steadicam operator. I mean, this guy was literally loaded with all the camera equipment that we needed. But the absolute crazy part is when he walked in with his Red Dragon, which this camera is a very expensive, top-of-the-line cinematography camera. I mean, if you have one of these, you are doing something right. So it was about 5 p.m. whenever we were done setting up the lights, and that's when all the actors came in and we did a few run-throughs. We were testing camera angles, different lighting setups, just kind of run through the whole entire scene to make sure we had everything perfect. About 11 p.m. we were done with everything, and me and Marcus got to go to our hotel room and pass the fuck out. The next day we woke up around 7:30 a.m. and grabbed some coffee and then headed back. Pretty much that entire morning we spent the whole time covering up logos, because in the contest you are not allowed to have any other logos besides the sponsors of the contest. We started shooting around 12 p.m. once we got all the logos covered up, and we went ahead and did the most complex scene within the whole entire short film. The reason the scene was so complex is because we had all 6 actors in the scene at the same time. To break this scene down even more, the main character would walk up, meet the entire group of people who were augmented jumpers. Basically, they would jump to an augmented reality while their body would stay in the reality that we are in. The first scene took the entire day, which was about 8 in the morning till about 10 p.m., 11 p.m. at night.
And let's go ahead and roll camera, roll sound. Audio speed, and action.
The second day we woke up around 7:30 again and got to set and started immediately because of everyone's schedule being extremely tight. The next scene was a cool scene where the actors circled our main character with these LEDs to create an ambient trippy vibe. This scene is where he takes off into the augmented reality. After that scene, we had to get everyone working out because most people were involved in that shot. This scene was one of my favorite looking scenes out of any part in the entire film. The lighting was perfect with a soft overhead light and a key light to light their face. After this, we had one more shot to get with an actor named AP, and once we wrapped the shot, he headed out, but not without a celebration. At this point, we still had more shots that AP needed to be in, but he wasn't talking, so we had Aaron, who was a part of the crew, wear the same clothes and step in as a stand-in. One of the more intimate parts of the film was when the main character was talking to the AI about how weird this whole thing and idea was. We had an idea to have the AI have one of the other characters play chess for her, because technically she's not there and she can't physically move a chess piece, but she can manipulate someone in the augmented world to do things for her. But one cool thing about the scene is that I noticed the chessboard wasn't very visible in the scene and almost didn't fit in. We had been using all these blue and red LEDs throughout the entire film, so I had an idea to take the Aputure mini light and put it inside of the crate that we were setting the chessboard on top of. This basically made the chessboard pop out and stand out because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see it. So the next few scenes where he is walking through the augmented reality, I actually snuck off with Armand to get some of the red footage from the shoot, because I wanted to show y'all what the difference was between a high-end camera versus a mediocre camera. But I walked out at the last scene to wrap up everything, and the final shot was a crane shot of him getting sent off to the augmented world. So we had the crane at an equal level of his eyes, and as he zooms off, we pull the crane up to create an effect where it looks like he's taking off. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the entire shoot itself. I just wanted to say thank you so much to AJ and Ben and the entire crew for having me and Marcus out there and helping. I made some awesome friends who hopefully in the future will take me skydiving or jumping from a helicopter or some crazy shit. The last thing I want to say is I've been doing this seriously for about 2 to 3 years now, and I've reached out to so many people asking for advice or help or just reaching out and networking, but a lot of people in this field are very closed off. So my expectations when I got there was that I would have to either prove myself to them, or maybe they were just already closed off and they just needed our extra hands. But they were down to earth and they were willing to help us learn about what this is and learn what a higher production film is rather than a guerrilla style filming. Well, that pretty much wraps up my story. It was pretty fucking cool.